press the bell icon on the YouTube app and never miss another update.
Hello children, subject social science, topic Nayakas, Palegaras and Nada Prabhus, class 7. Class 7th, lesson number 4, Nayakas, Palegaras and Nada Prabhus. Okay. After the fall of Vijayanagara Empire, Karnataka came under 3 administrative rulings. Understood? Once again, after the decline of Vijayanagara Empire, Karnataka came under 3 administrative rulings. They were Vijayapur, Keladi and Mysuru. These are the 3 administrative rulings came under the Karnataka. Okay. After the decline of Vijayapur, Mughals and Marathas ruled many regions of Karnataka. After the decline of Vijayapur, Mughals and Marathas ruled many regions of Karnataka. Even with presence of these rulers, Keladi and Mysuru states protected themselves well from them and continued the traditions and practices of Vijayanagara Empire. Okay, with these Palepattus, feudatory kingdoms grew in Chitradurga, Surapura and Yelahanka. Palepattus are Nayakas grew in Chitradurga, Surapura and Yelahanka regionally. Okay. In this lesson we study about the achievements of senior Venkatappa Nayaka and Shivappa Nayaka. In this class we discuss here the achievements of senior Venkatappa Nayaka and Shivappa Nayaka, and then brief story of Rani Channammaji, the tolerance of other religions by Keladi Nayakas. Okay. Next, now first we study about Nayakas of Keladi. They ruled from 1499 to 1763. Nayakas of Keladi, they ruled from 1499 to 1763 Common Era. Okay. Under the control of Vijayanagara Empire, there were many small kings. Understood? They are called Nayakas. Or chieftains or Palegaras. Understood? Nayakas means chieftains or Palegaras. The places which were ruled by these chiefs are called Palepattus. What is the meaning of Palepattus? What is Palepattus? Means the places which ruled by these chiefs. The places which ruled by these chiefs are called Palepattus. Okay. Among these chiefs, Nayakas of Keladi and Nayakas of Chitradurga are very famous. Nayakas of Keladi and Nayakas of Chitradurga are very famous. Keladi was founded in 1499 Common Era. Keladi was founded in 1499 Common Era. When was Keladi founded? Keladi was founded in 1499 Common Era during the Vijayanagara period and later became independent. Understood? After the decline of Vijayanagara Empire, they became independent. Understood? The leaders of Keladi were ruling the coastal and Malenadu regions of Karnataka. The Keladi provinces was large and prosperous. Keladi consisted of Shivamogga, Dakshina Kannada, Udupi, Kasargodu, Kodagu, Hassan, Tumkuru, Chitradurga, Dharwada and Uttara Kannada areas. It means Nayakas of Keladi, also known as Nayakas of Bidnur and Ikkeri Nayakas, were an Indian dynasty. Nayakas of Keladi, also known as Nayakas of Bidnoor and Ikkeri Nayakas were an Indian dynasty based in Keladi in present-day Shivamogga district of Karnataka, India. Okay, they were an important ruling dynasty in post-medieval Karnataka. They initially ruled as vassal of the famous Vijayanagara Empire. They initially ruled as a vassal of the famous Vijayanagara Empire. After the fall of Vijayanagara Empire in 1565, they gained independence. They became independent. Understood? They gained independence and ruled significant parts of Malnadu region or Malnad region. Okay. Chaudappa Nayaka. He was the earliest chieftain of this dynasty. Chaudappa Nayaka, he ruled from 1499 to 1530. He was the earliest chieftain to rule the area surrounding Shivamogga. And then Shivappa Nayaka, he was from 1530 to 1566. He was an important chieftain in the Vijayanagara Empire. He moved the capital to Ikkeri, some 20 kilometers from Keladi. And then we see Sankanna Nayaka. He was ruled from 1566 to 1570, succeeded Sadashiva Nayaka. Next, Chikka Sankanna Nayaka. He ruled from 1570 to 1580. Okay. Next, Ramaraja Nayaka. He ruled from 1580 to 1582. Okay. Now, we study about next Hiriya Venkatappa or Hiriya Venkata Nayaka. Hiriya Venkatappa Nayaka. Now, we study about Hiriya Venkatappa Nayaka. Venkatappa Nayaka. He was ruled from 1586 to 1629 Common Era. Hiriya Venkatappa Nayaka, he ruled from 1582 to 1629 Common Era. He is considered by scholars as ablest. He was the ablest monarch of the clan. Venkatappa Nayaka was ablest monarch of the clan. He completely freed himself. From the overlordship of the relocated Vijayanagara rulers of Pengunda. After the decline of Vijayanagara Empire, the Nayakas became independent. Understood? Hiriya Venkatappa Nayaka, he completely freed himself from the overlordship of the relocated Vijayanagara rulers of Penugunda. He was an able soldier and good administrator. Venkatappa Nayaka was an able soldier and good administrator. During his period, he expanded his region. His region covered with coastal regions, Malnad regions, and some regions to the east of the western Ghats of present Karnataka. He was also known to have defeated the Adil Shahis of Bijapur. He is also known to have defeated the Adil Shahis of Bijapur in Hangal. That's why he established victory pillar in Hangal. Understood why he established victory pillar in Hangal? Because he defeated the Adil Shahis of Bijapur. That's why he built or established victory pillar in Hangal. He encouraged all religions. He encouraged all religions in his kingdom, in his court. He built many temples for Vaishnavas and Jains. Venkatappa Nayaka encouraged all religions. Understood? And he gave shelter for all religions in his court or kingdom. He built many temples for Vaishnavas and Jains. And he was built, for Muslims. He defeated Portuguese in 1618 to 1619. And then Veerabhadra Nayaka, his after Veerabhadra Nayaka came to power. He ruled from 1612 29 to 1645, he faced many troubles from the start. Now we study about the famous Nayaka or King Shivappa Nayaka. Now we study about Shivappa Nayaka. Shivappa Nayaka. He was famous king. Shivappa Nayaka. He ruled from 1645 to 1660 Common Era. Okay, Shivappa Nayaka was a famous king of this dynasty. He was a famous Keladi king. He is widely considered as the ablest and greatest of the Keladi rulers. He was uncle of Veerabhadra Nayaka. Shivappa Nayaka deposed his nephew to gain the throne of Keladi. He was not only an able administrator, he also patronized literature and fine arts also. Understood? He gave importance to literature and fine arts also. He was not only good administrator, he also patronized literature and fine art during his period. He occupied the coastal forts of Portuguese and got the title Padugadal Vadeya. He occupied the coastal areas, coastal forts and got the title Padugadal Vadeya. Who got this title? Shivappa Nayaka occupied the coastal forts of the Portuguese and got the title Padugadal Vadeya. Padugadal Vadeya. Why he got this title? Because he occupied the coastal forts of Portuguese. That's why he got the title Padugadal Vadeya. Okay. He destroyed the Portuguese political power. He destroyed the Portuguese political power in the Kedara region by capturing all the Portuguese forts of the coastal region. Understood? Once again, he occupied the coastal forts of the Portuguese and got the title Padugadal Vadeya. He destroyed the Portuguese political power in the Canara region by capturing all Portuguese forts of the coastal region. Okay. He built strong forts in Mangaluru. Mangalore. He built strong forts in Mangaluru, Bikal and Chandragiri. Chandragiri are Kerala for the security of the kingdom. For the security of his kingdom, he built so many forts he built a strong fort in Mangaluru, Bikal and Chandragiri. Understood? Shivappa Nayaka was a pious man, religious man. Understood? Shivappa Nayaka was a pious man. It means what? Religious man. He encouraged the traders of Goa. He encouraged the traders of Goa to settle in his state for development of trade. Understood? The Christians of Goa were expert in agriculture. Who was expert in agriculture during his Shivappa Nayaka period? The Christians of Goa. The Christians of Goa were experts in agriculture. That's why he encouraged them to migrate to his state and provided land and other contributions for them. Understood? The Christians of Goa were expert in agriculture. That's why Shivappa Nayaka encouraged them to migrate to his state and provided land and other contributions also. He made a strict rule that the Christian priest should be local person. He was famous for the Sistu of Shivappa Nayaka. Now we study about the Sistu of Shivappa Nayaka. The Sistu of Shivappa Nayaka. It is revenue system. Understood? It is revenue system. The revenue system started by Shivappa Nayaka. The revenue system started by Shivappa Nayaka was called as Sistu. What is the meaning of Sistu? Sistu means the revenue system started by Shivappa Nayaka was called as Sistu. Okay. As per this, the fixation of land revenue was based on the fertility of the land. He fixed the land revenue was based on the fertility of the land. Understood? The fixation of land revenue was based on the fertility of the land. About 1/3 of the production was collected as land revenue. Understood? Once again, 1/3 of the production was collected as land revenue. This systematic revenue system was called Sistu of Shivappa Nayaka. The Sistu system led to the development of Malenadu. He introduced the tax system. According to the tax system, the agriculture lands divided into 5 types and provided water irrigation on system. Understood? He provided water irrigation system. The agriculture lands divided into 5 types. According to the tax system, the agriculture lands divided into 5 types and provided water irrigation system. This system was very familiar to every farmer. This system was very familiar to every farmer. The irrigation tax in varying amount based on the groups of division. He was a pious man, isn't it? Religious man. He followed the Hindu Vedic rituals. He followed the Hindu Vedic rituals. He gave equal priority to other religions such as Muslims and Christianity. Hence, he gave cultivate land to the Christians to lead their life. He had religious tolerance also. Understood? Okay. See here. ನಾವಿವಾಗ ಕೆಳದಿಯ ನಾಯಕರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಅಧ್ಯಯನವನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. isn't it? ಕೆಳದಿಯ ನಾಯಕರು ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯ ಶಕೆ 1499ರಿಂದ 1763ರವರೆಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಇವರು ಆಳ್ವಿಕೆಯನ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ನಾಯಕರು ವಿಜಯನಗರ ಸಾಮ್ರಾಜ್ಯದ ಅಧೀನದಲ್ಲಿ ಅನೇಕ ಚಿಕ್ಕ ಪುಟ್ಟ ಅರಸರಾಗಿ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ, ಸಾಮಂತ ದೊರೆಗಳಾಗಿ ಅವರು ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. ಇವರೇ ನಾಯಕರು. ಅಂದರೆ ನಾಯಕರು ವಿಜಯನಗರ ಸಾಮ್ರಾಜ್ಯದ ಅಧೀನದಲ್ಲಿ ಅನೇಕ ಚಿಕ್ಕ ಪುಟ್ಟ ಪ್ರದೇಶಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಅವರು ಆಳ್ವಿಕೆಯನ್ನು ನಡೆಸ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. ಇವರೇ ನಾಯಕರು ಅಥವಾ ಪಾಳೆಗಾರರು ಅಂತಲೂ ಕರೆಯಲಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಪಾಳೆಗಾರರ ವಶವಿದ್ದ ಸೀಮೆಯನ್ನ ಪಾಳೆಪಟ್ಟು ಎಂದು ಕರೆಯಲಾಗುತ್ತದೆ. ಪಾಳೆಗಾರರ ವಶದಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ದಂತಹ ಸೀಮೆಯನ್ನ ಪಾಳೆಪಟ್ಟು ಎಂದು ಕರೆಯಲಾಗುತ್ತದೆ. ಅಥವಾ ಪಾಳೆಗಾರರ ವಶದಲ್ಲಿದ್ದ ಪ್ರದೇಶವನ್ನ ಪಾಳೆಯಪಟ್ಟು ಎಂದು ಕರೆಯುತ್ತಿದ್ದರು. ನಾಯಕರಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆಳದಿ ನಾಯಕರು ಮತ್ತು ಚಿತ್ರದುರ್ಗದ ನಾಯಕರು ತುಂಬ ಪ್ರಸಿದ್ಧಿಯನ್ನು ಪಡೆದಿರುವಂತಹ ನಾಯಕರುಗಳಾಗಿದ್ದರು. ವಿಜಯನಗರ ಕಾಲದಲ್ಲಿ ಶಿವಮೊಗ್ಗ ಜಿಲ್ಲೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆಳದಿ ರಾಜ್ಯವು ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯ ಅಂದರೆ ವಿಜಯನಗರ ಅರಸರ ಕಾಲದಲ್ಲಿ ಶಿವಮೊಗ್ಗ ಜಿಲ್ಲೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆಳದಿ ರಾಜ್ಯವು ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯ ಶಕೆ 1499ರಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಥಾಪನೆಗೊಂಡು ಮುಂದೆ ಅದು ಸ್ವತಂತ್ರಗೊಳ್ಳುತ್ತೆ. ಯಾವಾಗ ವಿಜಯನಗರ ಸಾಮ್ರಾಜ್ಯ ಅವನತಿ ಹೊಂದಿದ ನಂತರ ಈ ಕೆಳದಿ ನಾಯಕರು ಸ್ವತಂತ್ರರಾಗಿ ಆಳ್ವಿಕೆಯನ್ನ ಪ್ರಾರಂಭ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಅದು ಸ್ವತಂತ್ರಗೊಳ್ಳುತ್ತೆ 1499ರಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಥಾಪನೆಗೊಂಡು ಮುಂದೆ ಅದು ಸ್ವತಂತ್ರವಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಕೆಳದಿಯ ನಾಯಕರು ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದ ಕರಾವಳಿ ಮತ್ತು ಮಲೆನಾಡು ಪ್ರದೇಶಗಳನ್ನು ಅವರು ಆಳ್ವಿಕೆಯನ್ನ ಮಾಡುತ್ತಿದ್ದರು. ಕೆಳದಿ ಸಂಸ್ಥಾನವು ವಿಶಾಲ ಹಾಗೂ ಸಂಪದ್ಭರಿತವಾಗಿತ್ತು. ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದ ಅನೇಕ ಜಿಲ್ಲೆಗಳ ಭಾಗಗಳನ್ನು ಇದು ಒಳಗೊಂಡಿತ್ತು. ನಾವು ಅಂದರೆ ಕೆಳದಿ ನಾಯಕರಲ್ಲಿ ಅನೇಕ ಕೆಳದಿ ನಾಯಕರನ್ನು ನಾವು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಬಹುದು. ಸದಾಶಿವ ನಾಯಕ, ದೊಡ್ಡ ಸಂಕಣ್ಣ ನಾಯಕ, ಕ್ರಿಸ್ತಶಕ 1499ರಲ್ಲಿ ಇವರ ಸಾಮ್ರಾಜ್ಯವು ಸ್ಥಾಪನೆಗೊಳ್ಳುತ್ತೆ. ಇವರ ರಾಜಧಾನಿ ಕೆಳದಿ ಮತ್ತು ಬಿದುನೂರು, ಇಕ್ಕೇರಿ ಹಾಗೂ ಭುವನಗಿರಿಗಳು ಇವರ ಇತರ ರಾಜಧಾನಿಗಳಾಗಿರ್ತವೆ. ಇದರ ಸ್ಥಾಪಕ ಯಾರು? ಚೌಡಪ್ಪ ಮತ್ತು ಭದ್ರಪ್ಪ ಎಂಬುವರು ಈ ಇಕ್ಕೇರಿ ನಾಯಕರ ಅಥವಾ ಸಂಸ್ಥಾನದ ಸ್ಥಾಪಕರಾಗಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಸದಾಶಿವ ನಾಯಕ ಈ ಡೈನಾಸ್ಟಿಯನ್ನು, ಈ ಸಾಮ್ರಾಜ್ಯವನ್ನು ಆಳ್ತಾನೆ. ಅವನ ನಂತರ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಸಂಕಣ್ಣ ನಾಯಕ, ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ವೆಂಕಟಪ್ಪ ನಾಯಕ ಕೂಡ ಈ ಡೈನಾಸ್ಟಿಯನ್ನು, ಈ ಸಾಮ್ರಾಜ್ಯವನ್ನ ಆಳಿದ ರಾಜ. ನಾವು ಇವಾಗ ಹಿರಿಯ ವೆಂಕಟಪ್ಪ ನಾಯಕನ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ತಿಳಿದುಕೊಳ್ಳೋಣ. ಇವನು ಪ್ರಖ್ಯಾತಿ ಪಡೆದಂತಹ ಅರಸನಾಗಿದ್ದ. ಈ ಕೆಳದಿ ನಾಯಕರಲ್ಲಿ ಹಿರಿಯ ವೆಂಕಟಪ್ಪ ನಾಯಕ ತುಂಬಾ ಪ್ರಖ್ಯಾತಿ ಪಡೆದಂತಹ ನಾಯಕ ಅಂತಾನೆ ನಾವು ಹೇಳಬಹುದು, ರಾಜ ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಹೇಳಬಹುದು. ಇವನು ಪ್ರಖ್ಯಾತಿ ಪಡೆದಂತಹ ಅರಸನಾಗಿದ್ದ. ಇವನ ಕಾಲದಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆಳದಿ ರಾಜ್ಯ ಸಂಪೂರ್ಣವಾಗಿ ಸ್ವತಂತ್ರಗೊಳ್ಳುತ್ತೆ. ಕೆಳದಿ ರಾಜ್ಯವು ಪೂರ್ಣ ಸ್ವತಂತ್ರವಾಯಿತು. ಈತನು ಕರಾವಳಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಚಂದ್ರಗಿರಿಯ ನದಿಯವರೆಗೂ ಕೂಡ ವಿಜಯ ಯಾತ್ರೆಯನ್ನ ಕೈಗೊಳ್ತಾನೆ. ಉಳ್ಳಾಲದ ರಾಣಿ ಅಬ್ಬಕ್ಕಳ ನೆರವಿನಿಂದ ಪೋರ್ಚುಗೀಸರನ್ನ ಮಂಗಳೂರಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಈತನು ಸೋಲಿಸ್ತಾನೆ. ವಿಜಯಪುರದ ಆದಿಲ್ ಶಾಹಿ ಸೇನೆಯನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ಸೋಲಿಸಿ ಅದರ ಜ್ಞಾಪಕಾರ್ಥಕವಾಗಿ, ಅಂದರೆ ವಿಜಯಪುರದ ಆದಿಲ್ ಶಾಹಿಯ ಸೇನೆಯನ್ನ ಇವನು ಸೋಲಿಸಿದ ಜ್ಞಾಪಕಾರ್ಥಕವಾಗಿ ಅವನು ಹಾನ್ಗಲ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ? ವಿಜಯ ಸ್ತಂಭವನ್ನ ಸ್ಥಾಪಿಸ್ತಾನೆ. ಯಾರು? ಹಿರಿಯ ವೆಂಕಟಪ್ಪ ನಾಯಕ. ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟುಡ್? ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಶಿವಪ್ಪ ನಾಯಕ. ಇವನ ನಂತರ ಶಿವಪ್ಪ ನಾಯಕ ಈ ಕೆಳದಿಯರಲ್ಲೇ ತುಂಬ ಪ್ರಸಿದ್ಧಿಯನ್ನು ಪಡೆದಿರುವಂತಹ ರಾಜ ಅಂತಲೇ ನಾವು ಹೇಳಬಹುದು. ಕೆಳದಿಯ ಪ್ರಸಿದ್ಧ ಅರಸನಾಗಿದ್ದ. ಇವನು ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯ ಶಕೆ 1645ರಿಂದ 1660ರವರೆಗೆ ಇವನು ಆಳ್ವಿಕೆಯನ್ನು ನಡೆಸ್ತಾನೆ. ಶಿವಪ್ಪ ನಾಯಕ ಕೆಳದಿಯ ಅರಸರಲ್ಲೇ ಪ್ರಸಿದ್ಧನಾಗಿದ್ದ. ಇವನು ಪೋರ್ಚುಗೀಸರ ಕೋಟೆಗಳನ್ನು ವಶಪಡಿಸಿಕೊಂಡು ಪಡುಗಡಲ್ ಒಡೆಯ ಎಂಬ ಬಿರುದನ್ನು ಹೊಂದುತ್ತಾನೆ. ರಾಜ್ಯದ ರಕ್ಷಣೆಗಾಗಿ ಬೇಕಲ್ ಮತ್ತು ಚಂದ್ರಗಿರಿ ಅಂದರೆ ಕೇರಳ ಹಾಗೂ ಮಂಗಳೂರು ಮುಂತಾದ ಕಡೆಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಭದ್ರವಾದ ಕೋಟೆಗಳನ್ನು ಇವನು ನಿರ್ಮಾಣ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ. ಭದ್ರವಾದ ಕೋಟೆಗಳನ್ನು ಕಟ್ಟಿಸಿ ತನ್ನ ರಾಜ್ಯದ ರಕ್ಷಣೆಯನ್ನು ಇವನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ. ಶಿವಪ್ಪ ನಾಯಕನು ಧರ್ಮಶ್ರದ್ಧೆಯುಳ್ಳವನಾಗಿದ್ದ. ವ್ಯಾಪಾರದ ಅಭಿವೃದ್ಧಿಗಾಗಿ ಗೋವೆಯ ವ್ಯಾಪಾರಿ ವರ್ಗದವರಿಗೆ ತನ್ನ ರಾಜ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಅವನು ನೆಲೆಸಲು ಅವರಿಗೆ ಪ್ರೋತ್ಸಾಹವನ್ನು ನೀಡ್ತಾನೆ. ಗೋವೆಯ ಕ್ರೈಸ್ತರು ಕೃಷಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ತುಂಬ ನಿಪುಣರಾಗಿದ್ದರಿಂದ ಅವರಿಗೂ ತನ್ನ ರಾಜ್ಯಕ್ಕೆ ವಲಸೆ ಬರಲು ಪ್ರೋತ್ಸಾಹವನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ. ಭೂಮಿ ಮತ್ತು ಇತರ ಕಾಣಿಕೆಗಳನ್ನು ಅವರಿಗೆ ಕೊಡಲಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅವನು ತನ್ನ ರಾಜ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಪಾದ್ರಿಗಳು ಅಂದರೆ ಚರ್ಚ್ಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಪಾದ್ರಿಗಳು ಮಾತ್ರ ಸ್ಥಳೀಯರೇ ಆಗಿರಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಅವನು ಆಜ್ಞೆಯನ್ನ ಹೊರಡಿಸ್ತಾನೆ. ಶಿವಪ್ಪ ನಾಯಕನ ಶಿಸ್ತು. ಶಿವಪ್ಪ ನಾಯಕ ಅವನ ಶಿಸ್ತಿಗೆ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಪ್ರಸಿದ್ಧಿಯನ್ನು ಪಡೆದಿದ್ದಾನೆ. ಶಿವಪ್ಪ ನಾಯಕನ ಶಿಸ್ತು ಅಂತಲೇ ಪ್ರಖ್ಯಾತವಾಗಿದೆ, ಪ್ರಸಿದ್ಧಿಯನ್ನು ಪಡೆದಿದೆ. ಶಿವಪ್ಪ ನಾಯಕನು ಅಳವಡಿಸಿದ ಕಂದಾಯ ವ್ಯವಸ್ಥೆಯನ್ನು ಶಿಸ್ತು ಎಂದು ಕರೆಯುತ್ತಾರೆ. ಶಿವಪ್ಪ ನಾಯಕ ಅಳವಡಿಸಿದಂತಹ ಕಂದಾಯ ವ್ಯವಸ್ಥೆಯನ್ನು ನಾವೇನಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ? ಶಿಸ್ತು ಎಂದು ಕರೆಯಲಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಈ ಪದ್ಧತಿಯಂತೆ ಭೂ ಕಂದಾಯವನ್ನು ನಿಗದಿಪಡಿಸಲು ಭೂಮಿಯನ್ನು ಫಲವತ್ತತೆಯ ಆಧಾರದ ಮೇಲೆ ಭೂಮಿಯನ್ನು 5 ಭಾಗಗಳಾಗಿ ವಿಂಗಡಣೆ ಮಾಡಲಾಗಿತ್ತು. ಅಂದರೆ ಶಿವಪ್ಪ ನಾಯಕ ಈ ಪದ್ಧತಿಯಂತೆ, ಅಂದರೆ ಶಿವಪ್ಪ ನಾಯಕ ಅವನ ಕಂದಾಯ ವ್ಯವಸ್ಥೆಯನ್ನು ನಾವು ಶಿಸ್ತು ಎಂದು ಕರೆಯುತ್ತೇವೆ. ಈ ಪದ್ಧತಿಯಂತೆ ಭೂ ಕಂದಾಯವನ್ನು ನಿಗದಿಪಡಿಸಲು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದ ಅವನು, ಭೂಮಿಯನ್ನು ಫಲವತ್ತತೆಯ ಆಧಾರದ ಮೇಲೆ 5 ಭಾಗಗಳಾಗಿ ವಿಂಗಡಿಸಲಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಅವುಗಳೆಂದರೆ ಯಾವುದು? ಭೂಮಿಯಲ್ಲೇ ನಾವು ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಫಲವತ್ತತೆಯನ್ನು ಹೊಂದಿರುವಂಥ ಭೂಮಿಯನ್ನು ಉತ್ತಮ ಭೂಮಿ, ಮಧ್ಯಮ ಭೂಮಿ, ಕನಿಷ್ಠ ಭೂಮಿ, ಅಂದರೆ ಅಧಮ, 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 ಈ ರೀತಿ ಎಂಬುದಾಗಿ ಅವನು 5 ಭಾಗಗಳಾಗಿ ಭೂಮಿಯನ್ನು ವಿಂಗಡಣೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ. ಅದರ ಫಲವತ್ತತೆಯ ಆಧಾರದ ಮೇಲೆ ಅವನು ಕಂದಾಯವನ್ನು ವಿಧಿಸ್ತಾನೆ. ಬೆಳೆಯ 1/3 ಭಾಗವನ್ನು ಕಂದಾಯ ರೂಪದಲ್ಲಿ ಸಂಗ್ರಹಿಸಲಾಗುತ್ತಿತ್ತು. ಅಂದರೆ ಆವಾಗಿನ ಕಾಲದಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಯಾವುದೇ ರೀತಿಯಾದಂತಹ ರೈತರಿಗೆ ಅನ್ಯಾಯ ಆಗದೇ ಇರಲಿ, ಅವರಿಗೆ ಭಾರ ಆಗದೇ ಇರಲಿ ಆ ದೃಷ್ಟಿಕೋನದಿಂದ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ, ಭೂಮಿಯ ಫಲವತ್ತತೆಯ ಆಧಾರದ ಮೇಲೆ ಆ ಬೆಳೆಯನ್ನು ಬೆಳೆಯುವಂತಹ ಭೂಮಿಯ ಸಾಮರ್ಥ್ಯದ ಆಧಾರದ ಮೇಲೆ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ, ಇಡೀ ಭೂಮಿಯನ್ನು 5 ಗುಂಪುಗಳಾಗಿ ಅವನು ವಿಂಗಡಿಸಿ ತದನಂತರ ಅದರ ಮೇಲೆ ಈ ಭೂಮಿಗೆ ಇಷ್ಟು ಕಂದಾಯ ಅಂತ ನಿಗದಿಪಡಿಸ್ತಾನೆ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಬೆಳೆಯ 1/3 ಭಾಗವನ್ನು ಕಂದಾಯ ರೂಪದಲ್ಲಿ ಸಂಗ್ರಹಿಸಲಾಗುತ್ತಿತ್ತು. ಇಂತಹ ಕ್ರಮಬದ್ಧವಾದ ಕಂದಾಯ ಪದ್ಧತಿಯನ್ನು ಶಿವಪ್ಪ ನಾಯಕನ ಶಿಸ್ತು ಎಂದು ಕರೆಯಲಾಗುತ್ತದೆ. ಇಂತಹ ಕ್ರಮಬದ್ಧವಾಗಿ ಅವನು ಕಂದಾಯ ಪದ್ಧತಿಯನ್ನು ಜಾರಿಗೆ ತರ್ತಾನೆ. ಆದ್ರಿಂದ ಇದು ಶಿವಪ್ಪ ನಾಯಕನ ಶಿಸ್ತು ಅಂತಲೇ ತುಂಬ ಪ್ರಸಿದ್ಧಿ ಪಡೆದಿದೆ. ಶಿಸ್ತು ಮಲೆನಾಡಿನ ಸಮೃದ್ಧಿಗೆ ಕಾರಣವಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಇವನು ತನ್ನ ಭೂ ಸುಧಾರಣೆಗಳಿಂದ ಶಿಸ್ತುಗಾರ ಶಿವಪ್ಪ ನಾಯಕ ಎಂದು ಪ್ರಖ್ಯಾತಿಯನ್ನ ಪಡೀತಾನೆ. Once again, now we already studied about Hiriya Venkatappa Nayaka, isn't it? He ruled from 1582 to 1629 Common Era. Venkatappa Nayaka is popular among the kings of Keladi. During his period, the Keladi kingdom attained complete freedom. He got complete freedom. He took out military expedition till river Chandragiri in the coastal region. With the help of Queen Abbakka Devi, he defeated the Portuguese in Mangaluru. With the help of Abbakka Devi, he defeated the Portuguese of Mangaluru. Portuguese in Mangaluru, he defeated Adil Shahi forces. He defeated Adil Shahi army forces of Vijayapur and established a victory pillar in Hangal. He encouraged all religions. Understood? Next, now study about Shivappa Nayaka. He ruled from 1645 to 1660 Common Era. Shivappa Nayaka was a famous Keladi king. He was a famous Keladi king. He occupied the coastal forts of Portuguese and got the title Padugalal Vadaya. He built strong forts in Mangaluru, Bikal and Chandragiri of the security of the kingdom. He built forts in Mangaluru, Bikal and Chandragiri for the security of his kingdom. Shivappa Nayaka was a pious man, religious man. He encouraged the traders of Goa to settle in his state for development of trade. The Christians of Goa were experts in agriculture. That's why he encouraged them to migrate to his state and provided land and other contributions also. He made a strict rule that the Christian priest should be a local person. Okay. The Sistu of Shivappa Nayaka, the revenue system started by Shivappa Nayaka. The revenue system, it is started by Shivappa Nayaka, was called as Sistu. What is the meaning of Sistu? The revenue system, it is called Sistu. Understood? The revenue system started by Shivappa Nayaka was called as Sistu. As per the land, about 1/3 of the production was collected and revenue. As an revenue, the systematic revenue system was called Sistu of Shivappa Nayaka. Sistu of Shivappa Nayaka. The Sistu system led to the development of Malenadu. Okay. Now we study about Queen Chennammaji. Queen Chennammaji. She ruled from 1671 to 1696 Common Era. She ruled from 1671 to 1696. Common era. Queen Chennammaji, the daughter-in-law of Shivappa Nayaka. She was daughter-in-law of Shivappa Nayaka, took over power after him. After the Shivappa Nayaka, she took over power after him. She repelled the Mughal army and gave protection to Chhatrapati Rajaram. She gave protection to Chhatrapati Rajaram. Who was Chhatrapati? Chhatrapati was the son of Shivaji. He was the son of Shivaji. She gave protection to Chhatrapati Rajaram in her kingdom, the son of Shivaji. Chennamma, the symbol of valor and sacrifice of Karnataka. She fought war even with the Mysuru army also. Understood? Next, the Keladi kings built temples. They had religious tolerance also. The Keladi kings built temples, agraharas and Veerashaiva maths. Understood? They built temples, agraharas and Veerashaiva maths. The Aghoreshwara temple is very famous for sculpture. It is famous for its sculpture. Okay, which is famous for sculpture? Which temple is famous for sculpture? The Aghoreshwara temple. The Aghoreshwara temple in Ikkeri is famous for sculpture. The mutts were centers of boarding and education. They contributed generously to all the religions. Chennammaji gifted land for the Christian church in Mangaluru. On account of continuous wars with Mysuru and internal wars, the Keladi kingdom became weak. Later, Hyder Ali occupied the Keladi kingdom. Thank you, children.